Hello dear students, very good morning to you all. In today's class I teach you if-else statement available in C language. You may get a question on if-else also in exam. In the last class I taught you simple if. In today's class I am going to teach you the second type of decision making statement available in C language. That is what all about the if-else. If you get a question on if-else in exam, I request you to explain first if-else. Then I request you to write the syntax. I request you to draw the flowchart. You can explain the working of if-else also. Don't forget to give programming examples. If you do so, you get very good marks in exam. 1 marks for syntax, 1 marks for flowchart, 1 marks for explanation, 1 marks for example. That means you score 4 marks in exam. I request everyone to listen to me with concentration. First you need to explain what is if-else. As you know already, if-else is two-way decision making statement available in C language. You can call it as a decision making statement, or you can call it as conditional or branching or selection. All the answers are correct. Why do we call it as two-way? Because for computer system there will be two choices. This is the first choice. This is the second choice for computer system. Machine follows one of the choice. Machine will follow one of the two block, not both. That's why it is called as two-way. One of the two block is going to work. This is called as the true block. It is having some instructions or commands or statements. It is called false block. It is also having some instructions or commands or statements. At what time true block works? As the name itself tells us that if the given condition is true, true block works. At what time false block works? If the condition is false, false block works. One of the block works, followed by statement X. Statement X means remaining statements not related to if-else. One of the two blocks works. That's why it is called as two-way decision making statement available in C language. Very good. Then what is the syntax? You have to write the keyword if in small letter. Some students will write I capital. Please don't do like that. I request everyone to write if in small letter only. That is the keyword. Else is also a keyword. Okay. All keywords we write in lowercase. Very good. And after giving condition, don't give semicolon here. If you give the semicolon, that is the end of if. That's what don't give. Okay. Afterwards, for statements, don't forget the semicolon here. Some students will not give the semicolon here also. I request you to don't forget this semicolon. Similarly here also I request you to don't forget the semicolon. Some students will forget. If you forget the semicolon, then evaluators will forget to give you the marks also. That's why don't forget. Don't give here, don't forget here. Some students what they do, they forget here, they give there. Don't do like that please. Okay, very good. Then flowchart. Flowchart is very simple. I request you to draw it neatly in exam, freehand sketch. Diamond or rhombus helps us to check the condition. Condition will be checked by machine for true or false. If it is true, true block works, followed by statement X. False block will not work. If it is false, false block works, true block will not work, followed by statement X. One of the block works. If it is true, true works. If it is false, false block. False block is going to work. Entry for if-else. Draw it neatly. Arrow heads true or false. Everything must be neat in exam. It gives you 1 marks. Okay. Next, working of if-else. You can explain in your own way also. The given condition will be checked by computer system for true or false. If it is true, true block works, followed by statement X. If it is false, false block works, followed by statement X. One of the two blocks is followed by if-else. So if-else is called two-way decision making statement available in C language. Okay. Now I teach you examples. First example is very simple for you. Largest of two numbers. Largest of two unknown integers. Largest of two unknown integers. This is the first example. If suppose A is greater than B. If suppose the value inside A is more than B, then which one will be the largest? Printf A will be the largest, percentage D A. If A is more than B, it prints A. Else, assume that A is not greater than B. A is not greater than B means B will be greater. That one you need to print percentage D B. One of the block works. If A is greater than B, if A is greater than B, A will be displayed. If A is not greater than B means B will be greater. This is what the simple example for if else. Okay, you can write only this much, or you can convert this one into a program also. Okay, one more example. If suppose average marks is more than or equals to 35, then result is pass or fail. Can you tell me? Okay, very good. If average marks is more than equals to 35, then result will be pass. Result will be pass. Okay. If average marks is not more than or equals to 35, then result will be first attempt in learning, fail. Okay, this is another example. And one more example. If suppose the value inside n is more than 0, if value inside n is more than 0, then we are printing the message positive number, positive number. Okay, assume that value inside n is not more than 0, then we go for else part, then we write printf, then which message, negative number. Like this, no one will stop you to give examples in exam. The student who gives more examples in exam, that is the indication of you know it. You know it means our duty is to give you the marks. That's why always you need to prove in exam that you know it correctly. Whenever you write correct answer, we will come to know that that is right, then we give the marks for you. Give one more example. For example, n is divisible by 2. If n is divisible by 2, then that is even number. If n is not divisible by 2, then that is odd number. You have to print the message printf even number, then you have to print the message even number if n is divisible by 2. If n is not divisible by 2, then that is odd number, then that is odd number. Okay, very good. Next you can write like this many examples in exam. I have given how many examples? Largest of two numbers, pass or fail, positive number or negative number, even number or odd number. And you can give another example. If the year is divisible by 4 and compulsory, year is not divisible by 100. Not divisible by 100. Year must be divisible by 4, but compulsory, logical ain't, not divisible by 100. Then logical are type symbol. If year is divisible by 400, okay, if any one of the condition is true, first condition might be true or second condition might be true. This is the first condition. If year must be divisible by 4, not divisible by 100, then also that is leap year. If year is divisible by 400, then also that is leap year. Don't forget to write if year. If any one of the condition is true, definitely that will be leap year. Just print the message leap year. Else what you have to do? You have to write printf, then write not leap year. Oh, very good. If you write such examples, evaluator will be very happier. Some students will write only the important code like this, core code. Some students will convert into program. How to convert this one into a program? How to convert? You have to read two numbers, no? Scanf. Okay, very good. Means scanf reads two numbers. Whatever the first value you enter, that will be stored in A. Second will be stored in B. But usually before reading inputs we print appropriate message like enter two numbers. Okay, but before using the variables, you have to define the variables int a comma b. Before that, main function starts. Before that, we write void means no return value to operating system, void main. Afterwards, we include the header file, standard input output header file. Oh, very good. Here my program started. Then here I write printf, then /n. Thank you for using my software. Then main is over. See here my program started. I included the header file, main function started. I have defined two variables, enter two numbers, and message will be displayed, and first number will be stored in A, second number will be stored in B. Afterwards, this is the if else. Okay, just try and drag. You can press the tab key also while typing in exam. Okay, now in lab also you need to press the tab key here. If A is greater than B, A will be displayed, otherwise B will be displayed. Thank you is statement X. Thank you is not related to if else, it displays every time. Even you can write the output for the program also in exam if you have time. If you don't have time, no need to write the output. Then we get the message, enter two numbers. Machine is waiting for input. I give 10 and 5. I get the result as 10. Okay, 10 is greater than 5. Yes, 10 will be displayed. But instead of 10, I want to print largest number is 10. Then here what you need to do? You need to change the message. Largest number is 10. Oh, very good. That means here I get the output like this. Largest number is 10. Oh, very good. And here also you can copy paste. Okay, largest number is right button copy, right button paste. Oh, largest number is paste. So and so. Means some students will write the entire program like this. The student who writes the entire program, evaluator will be happier. You get very good marks in exam. I hope you understood. Similarly, you can convert all these codes into programs also. I request everyone to practice. Okay, this one also I convert. Read the year. How to read the year? Scanf, decimal, okay, integer, and ampersand year. Whatever the year we enter, that will be stored in year variable. And you need to print the message now. Dear user, can you please enter year to be check for leap year? You are the software developer. You can take appropriate message like this. Dear user, can you please enter the year to be check for leap year? Then before that you need to define the variable int year, semicolon. Before that the main function starts. Then you can use void main. Then you need to add the header file, include standard input output header file. Okay, here my program started. Then you can use one more printf here, printf, and /n means cursor comes down. Developer's name, you can write your name here. Developer's name, Mr. Okay, Chidanand. My name is Chidanand, and yes, Kusur. Okay, developed by so and so. Then printf, I belongs to /n, BLDEAS okay, Vijaypur. Okay, CET Vijaypur, Karnataka. Okay, even you can write India. Okay, you are the developer. You can write very interesting programs in exam. Afterwards you can program completes here. And I request you to use the tab key here so that you can understand the logic. Okay, you can reduce the font size. Okay, no problem. Okay, this is what the if else. and now what happens, do you know? I will go for the undo. Okay, I select the program. That is the problem with this one, formatting. Okay, now what I do, I select it, I press this button. Okay, now what happens, here is the variable. Dear user, can you please enter year to be checked for leap year? You can give the colon also, that will be displayed. Then whatever the year we enter, that will be stored in year variable. If it is divisible by 4, not divisible by 100, then also leap year. Or logical or, if it is divisible by 400, then also leap year. If both are false, then not leap year. Developer's name is, you can write your name here. Build seat Vijaypur, Karnataka, Karnataka, Karnataka. Then India. Like this, these are statement X. And true block is having only one instruction, that's why flower bracket I have not used. False block is also having one, that's why flower bracket I have not used. Or you can give the flower brackets also like this. If you use flower brackets, logic will be very clear for you. Such mistakes you do in computer programming lab. How many opening brackets will be there, those many closing brackets needed. I request everyone to type the programs like this neatly in exam, in lab also. Oh, very good. This is what all about the if else. I hope everyone has understood. In exam, I request you to explain, I request you to write the syntax, I request you to draw the flowchart, I request you to give many examples like this, and if you have time, you can write output or leave it. I hope everyone has understood. Okay, if you have liked my video, please comment, share my YouTube channel with other college friends also. Thank you one and all. And today's quote is study hard, do good things. Study hard, do good, and the good life will follow you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care.